All right, welcome back. Episode 11 of Foresight's micro vlogcast. We were just recently talking about demand response and demand management. We're going to shift gears now into something that actually pertains to episode 9 and episode 8, which is something called retro commissioning. This has gained a lot of traction. Utility companies are offering incentives for retro commissioning studies. But what exactly it is can vary. So I'm going to turn this over to my friend Jim, who has recently completed a retro commissioning study at a large headquarters building here in West Michigan. Jim, what were some of the goals going into that study, and what were some of the sort of major milestones along the way?
The perspective, though, for retro commissioning is that you assume something has been commissioned, in other words, made to work well, maybe right when the building was constructed. The idea of retro commissioning is, we mentioned the concept of entropy a bit ago, a few vlogcasts ago. Nothing stays working well. Think your car, your furnace, your body.
Your body.
Nothing stays working well without attention. And things kind of can drift. You lose track of stuff, and if it's a complex building, that's even more so the case. So retro commissioning says, let's go in, let's find out what's happening, let's figure out if it's working properly, and make the things that aren't work properly, and then at the same time say, what could we do better? Because oftentimes the usages within a building change. There didn't used to be that CPA firm in the 12th floor, and now there is.
Right.
And they run 16 hours a day in the tax season and things like that. So there's ways you can adapt that you understand today, which weren't necessarily evident. And those, of the hundreds of buildings I've been in over my 40-some year career, I can think of one building that was really well managed and needed very little attention for retro commissioning. Everybody else, despite having top quality people, despite having the best intentions, needs to look at it.
I like that you used the example of like multi-use facilities too, because I feel like that's got to be a massive opportunity, right? As occupants are coming and going, as we've seen over the last year and a half, building use types have changed quite a bit in terms of occupancy and who's doing what and where.
And the way they use the buildings, even schools.
Right, exactly. Yep. Ryan, did you have anything you wanted to add?
Yeah, so again, we're trying to put things back in a running order that makes sense. If there's some adjustments to be made, then we kind of make those adjustments. So we're in the controls, we're understanding, making sure equipment's kind of running properly, and then that the controls that are implemented make sense for the space.
We can new best practices that weren't known at the time.
Right. Retro commissioning, good idea.